Hello, you guys. You are tuned into another illustrious episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast. I'm your man, Big Bro Tone, and as usual, I'm chilling and doing me. You know what I mean? It's been a very interesting last couple of weeks unfolding in the rap game, I guess, or in pop culture, whatever you see fit. Kanye West. What's going on with Yeezy, man? They say Yeezy crazy. They say Yeezy don't know what he talking about. They say Yeezy on some shit. You know, you got pictures floating on the internet with Yeezy with the Make America Great Again hat on. You got Yeezy posing with Trump and shit. You got pretty much Yeezy saying him and Donald Trump are one of the same. He likes to say they have what they call dragon energy. So I guess, well, let's backtrack a little bit. Kanye, he had took so much time off from social media. I think he took time off away from just everything. You know, just being in the public eye. He was away for like a year, maybe a year and a half or so. Who knows, really? And then, you know, I want to say this last month or so, these last few weeks, he just been going crazy on Twitter. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, I'm not even going to say airing people out. He just been approaching everything with what he likes to call a free thinking mentality. Now, that's been the whole concept he's been trying to push lately. The whole concept of free thought. The concept of unorthodox approaches, untraditional thinking. Now, in hip hop, it's kind of hard to challenge what's already been, you know, established, or it's kind of hard to challenge the mindset of years and years of conditioning in hip hop. You know what I mean? Not even just hip hop, black people in general. For example, one of the things Kanye was pushing was he doesn't believe that just because you're black you should be a Democrat, which I understand. Like, at the end of the day, self-preservation is one of the most natural instincts we have as human beings. And, you know, if you, at the end of the day, if you don't do what's best for you in the moment, you know, it just goes against your natural instinct. But then comes morals, when you should have the ability to want the best for the next man, or want better for the next man, regardless of creed, or, you know, status or class or whatever may have you. You know, damn, I feel like Kanye is going off on a tangent. Shit. So Kanye's been pushing this concept of free thought. You know, he's been chilling with Trump as of late. I don't know if they're friends or whatever. I'm not really too sure, to be quite honest with you. You see, like, I feel like a lot of people turning their back on Ye, but they know it's so hard to turn your back on Ye. It's damn near impossible, because I feel like Kanye is like everywhere when it comes to hip hop. Without Kanye, hip hop wouldn't be in the state it's in, bottom line. But Kanye is on this mission outside of music, I guess. I mean, he has an album coming out this year, but he's on this mission of constant evolution and self-discovery, and, you know, he believes that, you know, he shouldn't be judged just because of his relationship with somebody. But you got to be careful, because, I mean, all right, this is just my opinion. I grew up listening to Kanye West since I was a young boy. College dropout days, the songs he produced on Blueprint. You know what I mean? Like, Kanye has been an important figure, not just in hip hop, but in my life, because everybody should know Kanye West's like story. Kanye West literally came in a room with a pink polo on, in a room, nothing full of jerseys. Like he came in at a time where the rap game was so stuck on, you know, that raw, gritty street nigga mentality or street persona or look. You know what I mean? He wasn't about the baggy clothes, or he wasn't about the, you know what I mean, the stereotypical Sean John Rockefeller, you know what I mean, like whatever. He was always high fashion. He was always high end, always pushing the grain, pushing the envelope, making other motherfuckers uncomfortable. Always been that type of guy in the rap game. Always came in with this sense of, I'm here. I belong here. I know I'm here. Y'all know I'm here. Y'all better respect my gangster. Figuratively, of course. Everybody know Kanye not a killer or a shooter or a gangster. But like Kanye, that man can get real passionate about stuff. And he's always been an extremely passionate individual. Always been someone who, for lack of better words, can never be controlled. He's a wild card in a sense. So just knowing Kanye's past transgressions in rap, past transgressions in the media and shit, you know, you should just, certain things shouldn't surprise you. But I think what surprises the most about this whole Kanye West Trump bromance is just the fact that we look at it like, Kanye, you've been this pillar in the black community in regards to black excellence, taking risk in the community, empowering each other. You've always been that super pro black dude, it seemed. You know what I mean? I think that's what people assumed. I'm not really sure. Like, I always knew Kanye was like eccentric and real extremely cultured, but he was always about the people first, especially his people, no doubt. And in my heart, I don't think that's changed. I just think Kanye has gotten to a point in his career where he's trying to tackle bigger fish. You know what I mean? His goals are so big that on a smaller scale, it's real easy to misconstrue his intent or his morals. You know, like I said, I grew up on Kanye West, college dropout, late registration, graduation, 8 Wits and Heartbreak, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Watch the Throne, Cruel Summer, you know what I mean? Cruel Winter on the Way, The Life of Pablo, The Good Fridays. You know, I've always been a connoisseur of Kanye West's music, always. That shit will never fail for me. I'm sorry, like I don't think that will ever change for me. People always be like, damn, I want that Oye back. Yeah, well, I think it's kind of unrealistic for you to expect someone to be the same entirely throughout their entire lives. Like, you go through things, you know what I mean? But the people are looking at it like, nigga, you black, I'm black. What the fuck is on your biscuit? Trump is a racist. It's pretty simple to me. What are you doing? And on the outside looking in, it does seem pretty simple. You know, on the outside looking in without the proper context, it's very easy to look at Ye like, you fucking crazy ass nigga. Like, you a coon, you a cop out. Like what are you doing? You stepping outside yourself, dog. You're going against your people. How can you support someone who's clearly a divisive individual, who's clearly not been empowering others, only empowering the people around him, and most importantly, empowering only himself? This is a game to him. He doesn't really care about the repercussions of his decisions. And you think it's cool to support someone like that who's promoting hate instead of love. Something that Kanye West has been priding himself on as of late. He's been trying to approach everything, no matter what it is, with love and compassion and empathy. You can see that. Like I said, it's kind of hard to know what he's talking about without the proper context. Just recently, y'all know, recently he had an interview with Charlamagne Tha God at Kanye West's compound. He invited Charlamagne out, and Charlamagne went out there to interview him. about the latest things that have been going on with Kanye West, be it on Twitter, be it in pop culture, just anything. So the interview was interesting because one of the largest takeaways that I had from the interview was how sincere Kanye was regarding his self-discovery, self-help, self-growth, self-evolution. He's been extremely pushing that because, see, a lot of people see Kanye as the erratic, always having these mental breakdowns or whatever. But Kanye, just honestly taking away from the interview, he's a tormented individual who's constantly being pulled in many different directions, and he's just trying to do what he wants to do for the first time in his life, I guess. Like, not saying that he's been a pawn, but fuck it, he feels, and I'm just going by his words. He feels like he's been a pawn. He feel like he's been a pawn in this whole grand scheme of things. Be it in the fashion world, hip hop, whatever. He just feel like he's been a pawn, and he's never been able to truly exercise his free thought. He feels that society has deemed what's acceptable for him to express, and entirely he's against that. Entirely. The interview is like an hour and 40 minutes long, but the interview is extremely introspective. And I feel like you can tell Kanye this wasn't just like a moment for him to set up. You can tell he wasn't trying to capitalize off this moment. It seems as though, regardless, people are going to see it as him trying to capitalize because he has an album coming out this year. He has a couple albums coming out this year on a good music label. So a lot of people can see it as, publicity, good publicity, no matter what it is, be it negative or positive. But he's trying to strip away the whole negative or positive connotation behind what he's trying to do. Things just are in his eyes. Kanye is honestly, like, you watch the interview and you really see just how passionate he is about his projects, what he's trying to accomplish. And believe it or not, he's oblivious as fuck. All right, let's just put it out there. Like, Kanye is oblivious as fuck. One of the most oblivious grown men I've ever seen, and I mean that in the most humblest way. He's not. All right, let's just put it into perspective. He a rich nigga living in Calabasas or living in wherever in LA or California with his icon of a wife, Kim Kardashian, and their 3 kids. And all in all, he's just shut himself off from everyday society, everyday events. Just, he shut himself off from everything that's going on outside his personal bubble, outside of his world. That's definitely not a good thing. That's blind as fuck. But you can see, okay, we see just how easy it is for people to lose themselves in the world of hip hop or in the world of celebrity. Bottom line, not even just hip hop. I'm not even gonna put the blame on hip hop. You see how easy it is for people to lose themselves in the world of celebrity. And we put this pressure on these people as if there isn't already pressure on them enough. I'm empathetic, even though I'm nowhere near close to his lifestyle. Kanye is a millionaire. I am a 4-figure thousandaire. I'm doing all right for myself personally. You know what I mean? I don't have any children, so I'm doing okay. But Kanye West is in a different tax bracket than me. So you may say to me, Tone, how can you fucking put yourself in his position? What the fuck are you talking about? You're not making no sense. How can you understand somebody that's rich? This nigga rich, he ain't got no real problems. But Biggie said it best: more money, more problems. Like it's an actual fact. And when you feel like you need to separate yourself entirely from the outside world just so you can get a clear thought and work on your mental health and self-maintenance, I think you have to do what you have to do. And that's what Kanye's been doing. And now he's back on social media, posting all sorts of things. You know what I mean? He's active and he's seeking not validation or confirmation. He's seeking information. And Kanye, it's a few things I picked up on in the interview, but Kanye said in the interview, one of his biggest pet peeves, one of his biggest weaknesses, if any above all else, is not knowing. He hates being ill-informed or just uninformed in general. That's his biggest problem with other people, be it in fashion or whatever, mainly in fashion, because he feel like he's hit a glass ceiling, and that's when the breakdown, or what he likes to call, he kept calling it a breakthrough. He kept calling his breakdown, what we all know about him going to the hospital and shit, and he calls it a breakthrough, which is a very nice way to spin it, because you always want to invoke progression, invoke evolution, and not look at it as like a hindrance or like you're failing or you're falling off a cliff. You want to look at it as, hey, regardless, it's a building block to my process. It's a building block to the foundation I'm trying to establish and build for myself. Kanye kept voicing that throughout the interview. He touched on a few things. He touched on his relationship with Jay. Touched on his relationship. He touched on how he handled the whole Kim Kardashian robbery in Paris. See, I feel like people forget, despite Kanye's antics, he's a human being. A very, very emotional human being. He's well aware of his faults, and he's well aware of the things he's done in the public eye. But I feel like people, for real, when you think about it, Kanye. See, the thing is, we hold Kanye to such a high standard. So when Kanye does something wrong, be it once in a lifetime or whatever, once in a blue moon, we hold him so high. And then the magnitude of what he does sometimes is just so far-fetched and so outlandish. You look at him like, damn, dog, what the fuck are you doing? You wildin'. But for real, Kanye probably has like 1 or 2 slip-ups every year or every 2 years or so. Like, Kanye's pretty good at playing goals. He was actually chilling for a while. He just got back to all the social media and grind and bullshit. He just put himself back out there to be persecuted for, his beliefs or whatever, But as I go back to the interview, Charlamagne challenged him on his, support of Trump. And Kanye breaks it down. He essentially says, basically, because I hate headlines. I hate how headlines try to mold the narrative. You cannot. That's one of my goals too, to change the whole concept of a headline. Like a headline, I get it. It's supposed to bring you in, get your attention, but sometimes headlines are just so non-factual. So okay, headlines have a job. And headlines do their job perfectly. It's supposed to pull you in. But it's up to you to do your due diligence, to read the articles or watch videos or interviews or whatever, just so you can understand the true context of what's going on or what someone's feeling or believing. How can you judge someone without truly knowing the information? Going back to Kanye West's, biggest issue with a lot of people he surrounds himself with, he believes that sometimes information is being withheld from him. And that's one of his biggest problems in life. So he's fighting that. He's on a constant fight for that. And, he's, in his eyes, he's back on his shit. You know what I mean? Kanye, he's, when Charlamagne challenged him in regards to his support on Trump, as you're watching it, and I recommend people go watch this interview. It's long, but I think you should really watch it. You learn more. You learn a lot, not just about yourself, but just about, Yeezy and his mindset. The dude really don't support Trump, political wise, or on that side of it. Like, he doesn't support Trump politically, I guess. And I feel like a lot of people forget that, it's so easy to get caught up in the idea of Donald Trump as a political asshole. It's so easy to get caught up in that. But people forget that, or maybe they don't forget, they just choose to ignore it. Donald Trump was a reality show star. He created The Apprentice, multi-millionaire or billionaire, whatever you call it. All I know is the man had a lot of shady business dealings and a lot of stuff that crashed and burned, but somehow, some way, he manages to stay financially secure. I have no idea. The dude essentially is a celebrity. He's a public figure. He's not a politician, but given the circumstances and the dynamics of life, there are different versions of people no matter what you do and what you are. There's versions of you at work. There's the version of you at home. There's a version of you with your kids. There's a version of you with your husband or wife or whoever your partner is. So as far as Donald Trump, there's the reality show Donald Trump, the Apprentice version of Donald Trump. There's the businessman Donald Trump. And then there's the politician Donald Trump. And that's the politician Donald Trump is not the Donald Trump that Kanye West is a fan of, per se. Kanye West voiced numerous times his reasoning behind fucking with Donald Trump is the simple fact of having the ability to infiltrate a system that was not designed for you to succeed, and you're pissing everybody the fuck off because you made it. And you're making a difference. Not saying that Donald Trump has made a difference, but he has made a difference in a political climate, a negative difference, a terrible difference. He's all about division, it seems as though. But Kanye West continues to voice that my opinion of Trump isn't politically based or based off any political policies that he's done. It's, in all honesty, I just fuck with his fucking Kanye, and this is Kanye words, not me. I don't fuck with Donald Trump no matter what. Kanye West just think it's dope that Trump infiltrated the political realm somewhere he doesn't belong, and he's making motherfuckers mad. Kanye West has an affinity for people who are untraditional thinkers, people that go against the grain. He has an affinity for those type of people, no matter who you are. And clearly, no matter what your morals are, or what their morals are, he just sees them as someone who inspires him creatively, and that's it. Kanye West is pretty much someone who's capable of separating the art from the individual, or separating I'm not even gonna say what Donald Trump is doing his art, but pretty much just separating the message from the person. He's capable of separating the ambition from the person. I don't understand how you can do that though, especially being somewhere like Kanye West. People, especially black people, we not letting you go just that easy, yeah. Especially not me. I'm gonna try to hold you down through this whole situation, because a lot of people probably giving up on you, but we can't give up on Kanye, which is why T.I. made it his mission to go check on Kanye. You know what I mean? T.I. had an interview with the Breakfast Club, and he said, last time I spoke to Kanye was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and that was when we was working on the No Mercy album. But once I saw Kanye putting all this information out there about Trump and the pictures of Make America Great Again had and shit, I had to go check on my man. So T.I. went to go check on him at the compound. They set it up because originally they had ran into each other at the hotel in L.A. And T.I. kept saying that Kanye kept reiterating that this is a sign, man, that you hear it. It's a sign. So they started working on a bunch of music and everything. And this is the day before the whole Trump shit came out with Kanye and whatever, the TMZ shit, whatever it may have you. I think this is a little before the TMZ shit. So T.I. he's still in LA. This is day 2 of him being there, I believe. And once he saw the shit with Kanye, get on the airwaves and on social media, he hit him up and said, "Yo, bruh, he didn't hit him up directly. He said, hey, I'm trying to link up with you again, or whatever. So they linked up. So Kanye, I guess, was assuming it was strictly about the music or whatever. And T.I. was like, yeah, we're going to get to that. But what's up with this Donald Trump shit that you got going on, or this Make America Great Again hat that you had on? Like, what's up with that? Like, so T.I. was like, they talked for hours. 3 or 4 hours before they even got to the studio, start making his music or whatever. But he said that's pretty much this 3 or 4 hour conversation they had led up to the songs, or the song Ye versus the People featuring T.I. starring as the people. T.I. represents the people. And T.I. challenges Kanye. There's actually footage of it on YouTube. You can look up the T.I. and Kanye West interview, or not even an interview, but conversation. But the conversation takes place, the video's about 3 or 4 minutes long, but that conversation takes place much after T.I. and Yeezy had their heart-to-heart as men. You know, they're not going to put everything out there. But T.I., you know, he said Kanye pretty much got exactly what I got from Kanye's interview with Charlamagne. He got the same thing I got from that. He got that from when he spoke to him personally in front of him. He said, it's one thing when you see Kanye antics from a distance, but when you talking to him in front of his face, you really understand that this man is sincere. He honestly, it's not the politics. He's so unaware of what's going on politically. Like, T.I. asked him about the travel ban. Kanye was like, wait, what's that? T.I. asked him about a couple things that Trump was doing, you know, political wise. Kanye was so... T.I. said you could see it in his face. He had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. And that just goes to show you just how oblivious he is as a person, and just how much he shut himself off in Hollywood. He's in his own world, trying to exercise his own free thought. Like Kanye even said, he just started watching CNN when Obama was in office, and barely watches it. And like he doesn't get into that shit. So when people challenge him on that, it's like he's lost, and he feels like, you know, why am I being attacked for just my opinion? And he doesn't realize, like when T.I. said, he said, listen, man, I understand that's your opinion. You feel the way you feel, and I understand it may not be a political, you know, connotation behind anything you pushing. But the bottom line is, you got people that love you, people that hold you to a higher standard, people that really listen to your music and they live by that shit, and they was raised on that shit, and people love you, dude. And you hurting them. You've hurt people with, you know, the message you've been pushing lately. And T.I. said when he said that to him, all right, y'all, we back. Had to pay a couple bills and shit, make sure we got the podcast still running, making sure technology, all the cords and everything still plugged in. Just trying to make sure, you know, we get all this footage. But back to Yeezy. The interview was dope, because if it was like, you got to see a little bit of his home, you got to see his collection, you got to see where he gets most of his creative shit done, and you got to see the property he's constantly talking about. This motherfucker bought 300 acres of land. 300 acres of land. That's a lot of fucking land to do anything on. Believe it or not, like, despite Kanye's antics, or whatever you want to call him, I still got faith in my man. I still got faith in my man. I'm not gonna hold it against him for one to exercise. See, I'm a believer in free thought. Like, he's exercising his free thought, but you gotta be careful with your thoughts and what you put out. You gotta understand the platform that you're on. So I'm definitely holding him accountable. But it's just that, I'm sorry, Kanye West means so much to me. He means so much to hip hop. The dude is a genius. He's a savant when it comes to this music shit. And he claims he's on a bigger mission than what people see. It appears. He claims he's on a bigger mission than what people see. He claims that he wants you to bear with him for right now, because he's working on, he has such a mission. Like, T.I. said this in an interview on The Breakfast Club. He said, one of the things it was 2 things I picked up on. while talking to Charlamagne. Talking to Kanye when I talked to him about everything. There's two things I really picked up on. No, three things. He said it was three things. One, this motherfucker really is serious about running for president. So serious that he pushed it back to 2024. Like, he's serious. He said he knew he was serious when when he saw it went from 2020 to 2024. He said, oh, this nigga's serious. Like, T.I. hit him with the dead the fuck serious. Like, I'm dead the fuck serious. You gotta watch that Bro Club interview. That shit is hilarious. So he picked up on that. This motherfucker serious about running for president and changing the world. He's serious about it. He really is about this love shit. He picked up on the fact that Kanye really is being sincere. He not a Trump policy supporter. The dude just has a weird way of picking his alliances. And he believes that by him wearing the hat or supporting Trump or in any capacity supporting Trump, he's exercising his free thought. And the biggest thing he's pushing is love. He feel like he's exercising love and free thought. So the sincerity, the honesty behind Kanye West's message and his point. T.I. said he's sincere. He's not trying to. It's really no hate, no malice behind what Kanye is doing. And third and most important, I believe, which is probably one of the reasons why we have the Kanye West we have today, is the passing of his mom. That shit is still affecting him, T.I. said, you can tell. And it's changed him. And he's dealing with it on a constant basis. You can tell it still has left a mark on him. A blemish on his psyche and him as a human being. All in all, Kanye West is an amazing artist. And that can never be taken away from him. I feel that, like, let's be honest. We all gonna still listen to Kanye West. We all gonna listen to that new album when it come out. Let's just keep it real with ourselves. But, we have just how we think he needs to hold himself accountable for his words and his platform. We should hold ourselves accountable also. We're so quick to cut people off when they say something we don't like, but so quick to hold on to people that's really doing us dirty. You know what I mean? It's like people have a problem. People have a problem when their thoughts are being challenged, especially when it's conventional thought. See, Kanye West is walking this unique line that he's clear. He's not trying to draw a line in the sand, but damn, motherfucker, you kind of holding a stick to do so, and you could do whatever you want to do with it. Like, it's dangerous for Kanye West to support Trump, but understanding the context behind his support for Trump and his liking towards Trump, it kind of puts you at ease. You know what I mean? For example, like, just like Kanye West likes Trump's the way, okay, Kanye West likes Trump the way a motherfucker would be like, damn, I love fried chicken. I love Hennessy. Man, I love ice cream. Like, to him, Trump is not like this person or human being. Trump is this idea. This something that's in all not good for you, but it's some things we could take from it that we truly love or truly fuck with. And for Kanye West, that's the infiltration, the penetration of a system that wasn't designed for you. Kanye West is constantly trying to infiltrate the fashion scene and make a difference, and so that's where his relationship with Trump starts. And I want to pray to God that's where it ends. This episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast has been brought to you by Donda. R.I.P. Donda West. You know, you raise an interesting young man, and this young man is causing a hell of a ripple in hip hop and in the culture and in America. But you know, if he says he's on a bigger mission than what it appears, I'm going to take his word for it. I'm going to take his word for it because that's all I can do. I don't know Kanye West. I don't know him as a human being personally. See, we like to believe we know our favorite stars because we watch everything and listen to the music, and you know, we like to think we know them, but we don't know them as people. And I feel like a lot of the times when we get caught up in like this whole celebrity facade that's been, you know, pushed in front of us, be it on social media or television or whatever may have you, we forget that our favorite people are people. We forget that our favorite people are people at the end of the day. People with emotions, raw emotions, people with feelings, thoughts, desires, questions, answers, thoughts, pain, pleasure, passion. We're human beings that are extremely dynamic, and we shouldn't be boiled down to a singular thought. It's ironic. What Kanye West is pushing is for something I believe we all crave as black people, to not be seen as a singular version or a monolithic version of the black man, to be seen as being part of a palette, a spectrum of the black man, the black identity. I don't hold nothing against Kanye West. I just hold him accountable for what he says, and I hold him to his word. That's all I can do as a man. That's all I can do as a media personality. That's all I can do, just being on the outside looking in. I'm going to continue to support his music because Kanye West is my favorite artist of all time. My favorite artist of all time. People don't understand. You can never write off Kanye West fully because Kanye West is literally our generation's Michael Jackson when it comes to hip hop. Think about it. I'm not going to get too much into it, but it's very clear. Kanye West took all the lumps. Kanye West took all the lumps and punches for us early on so that we could wild the fuck out and rap today. All these geeky niggas, all these dope ass niggas you see in hip hop dressing the way they dressing, they wasn't doing that unless Kanye West broke the mold. Motherfuckers will still be wearing jerseys and double XL size 40 jeans. Like, Kanye West pushed the envelope for hip hop, not just musically, but creatively and in a fashion sense. People forget he was one of the people that put in his music that I am a god. But people forget that, or so a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that that concept comes from the 5 percenters. You do your research. The 5 percenters are under Minister Farrakhan. The 5 percenters believe that we are God. We're born as gods and goddesses. God is in us. Do your research. Kanye West's been trying to show us something for a long time. His methods are very uncanny and very unpredictable, and his methods are hard to read. His intentions are hard to read sometimes. But one thing I can say about Kanye West, I feel like we all know and we can't deny, the man has been emotional his entire career, has wore his heart on his sleeve his entire career, and has never backed down from a challenge, and has never backed down from anybody. He's going to push his message, and he's going to believe that the larger larger mission, the larger goal will be accomplished through time and effort. Again, I don't agree with Kanye West fucking with Trump no matter what. But what I do agree with is I agree with it. I agree with his ambition. I agree that we can change the world with love. I agree that we can, access, our true potential despite the glass ceiling that we all face. Black people, I come to you to say, do not give up on Kanye West. You know in your heart you don't want to, which is why we're so upset at him. But it's okay. It's gonna be all right. Even his peers are holding him accountable. But like T.I. did. T.I. a real nigga. He went to go see his man. He ain't air him out. He went to go see him, check on him. That's what you're supposed to do. So I got a feeling people going to stick by Kanye West no matter what. Kanye West is a maverick when it comes to this hip hop shit. Always has been, always will be. I'm not even gonna call the man crazy because that's a cop out. I feel like crazy is just an easy way for people to dismiss what you're saying. The man is emotionally unstable, and he knows that. He embraces that. He even says there was a period of time where he lost his confidence. Can you imagine a Kanye with no confidence? That's like Superman without his cape. You know what I mean? That's like Superman's kryptonite, zero confidence. Kanye got that confidence back. And I got a feeling, oh God, please. I'm praying, but I got a feeling that his mission is bigger than what we think. My name is Big Bro Tone. You guys were tuned into another great and enlightening episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast. Kanye West, man, you so fucking lucky, you talented, dog. You guys, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. God is love, and it's the only love. Peace out.